What is up, my beautiful mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video we're going to be looking at 4 Calvin Klein Eternity fragrances and why I think they're great. So if that sounds good to you, let's get into the video.
Die Verbrennung der
Before I talk about them though, my fragrance of the day, Dirty English by Juicy Couture. Currently this is Juicy Couture's only men's fragrance, and it is so close to perfect it isn't funny. It smells dark, spicy, woody, very masculine, but I think some certain type of women would love to wear this fragrance as well. There's also a subtle oud note here as well, but it's kind of like on the entry level side of where oud notes can be. The biggest flaw for this fragrance though is the performance. 6 sprays, 6 hours. Not good enough, Juicy Couture. This fragrance smells so incredibly attractive, and it's still in my top 10 of all time. But imagine how much better this would be if it performed for 3 hours longer. It'd be an all-timer. But currently, because of the abysmal performance, it is not an all-timer, although there is no denying how attractive this smells. So if you can find this for less than $80 Australian, I would say check it out. This is a great entry-level dark men's fragrance. So if that sounds appealing to you, Juicy Couture, Dirty English, check it out. Man, it's good though. So we're going to be starting off with Calvin Klein Eternity, the Eau de Toilette. This is the best all-rounder that I'll be mentioning today. It's fresh, it's green, it's natural. There's some woody vibes here as well. It's been around since the 90s. It smells very natural, and that is why it is very appealing to some men. What I like about this one is that it smells like you've just stepped outside of a forest and it started raining and the rain is hitting the leaves and the trees and the ground. It's just such a beautiful, natural smelling fragrance. Performance is good. If you're under the age of 25, I would still try this one out on a tester strip at least, because for $35 Australian at Chemist Warehouse, it's good value. And there aren't a lot of fragrances around this price point that smell very natural. They're usually, very synthetic, artificial smelling, but this does not smell like that at all. It's a very natural smelling scent, and that's why it appeals to me. Another point in its favor is the versatility. It smells at home on a cold winter's day as it does on a hot summer's day. The versatility is unmatched for the $35 price point. So if you like Eternity, let me know in the comments below. I think this is an underrated, underappreciated gem of a scent. It smells so damn nice, it's ridiculous. And it's also the cheapest fragrance that I'll be talking about today. So if price is a factor for you, maybe this will appeal to you. Next up, let's talk about the one for the under 25s, Eternity for Men Parfum. The biggest downside with Eternity Parfum is that it smells nothing like the original. So you're replacing a lot of that natural smelling, green, woody, aromatic, those herbal qualities as well. You're replacing all of those with a hefty dose of artificial vanilla and a rummy, boozy quality as well. Having said that though, it is a very attractive fragrance, and if you're under the age of 25, this is the most modern fragrance on the bunch. This is the most modern smelling fragrance I'll be talking about today. It's very sweet, it's youthful, it's vibrant, and it is a monster when it comes to compliments. There's just something about the note of vanilla that just gets me the most amount of compliments. Pricing though, it's gone up by about $5 to $10 lately, so you're looking at about $50 to $55 Australian. Shop around, check out Chemist Warehouse. If it's a little too much out of your budget there, try eBay instead. So Eternity Parfum, it's a great smelling scent. Next up, my personal favorite of the bunch and the darkest of the bunch, Eternity Eau de Parfum. We're going back to a more natural smell here. This one does smell like it comes from nature. It smells like a fragrance that an elven ranger would wear if an elven ranger wore fragrances. It's very earthy, it's green, it's aromatic. There's some woody notes here as well. This is dark. It's got a soil vibe. Soil or earth isn't like a listed note, but it does, to my nose, have this kind of earthy, dirt-like quality to it, and I love that about it. It smells so natural. This smells like you've taken an adventure deep into a dark forest and it started raining, whereas Eternity, the Eau de Toilette, is very bright and vivid in how it presents those green notes. Eternity Eau de Parfum is converse to that. It is dark, it is daring, it is a little rebellious, but it still smells very natural, very attractive. Pricing for this one can be a little extreme. We're talking about $70 plus. I would say if you can get it for about 60 Australian, that would be the sweet spot for this one. I highly recommend it. It is very sexy. Performance is incredible. We're talking about 12 hours plus. The thing with Eternity Eau de Parfum is that the other day I wore this and I received quite a few compliments on it. So there's something about it that people do actually like, but I wouldn't buy this expecting mass compliments. If you want mass compliments, go for the Parfum. But yeah, this is the darkest of the bunch, and I think it is my personal favorite of the bunch. And lastly, we've got Eternity for Men Intense. This shares some dark qualities with the Eau de Parfum, but it also adds a note of iris, which gives it a powdery feel and a leathery feel. This is almost my favorite of the bunch. It is dark, but it also still retains a lot of those green qualities that make the classic Eternity Eau de Toilette fantastic as well. If you're after a fragrance that's got more in common with those modern Prada L'Hommes or those Dior Hommes, this would be the fragrance I would recommend checking out. It smells very modern. It smells fantastic. It's got a lot that people are looking for when it comes to notes and accords. It's got an earthiness that's similar to the Eau de Parfum as well, but it's not quite as dark. It's not quite as daring. Iris, it cleans up the overall profile a little bit. Anyways, I think this one smells fantastic. Love the design of this one. This is almost an all-rounder, but it's a little too dark for that. Pricing though is an issue. We're talking about $80 plus. I've even seen it upwards of 120 Australian. Shop around. I got this on clearance for like $40 Australian, and at that price it is an easy recommendation. But I would say the sweet spot for this would be similar pricing as the Eau de Parfum. As with any fragrances, don't overpay. Fragrances are not more important than food, shelter, things like that. These are sort of luxury items. But it is nice to have a couple on hand to smell fantastic. So yeah, if you've ever worn any of these before, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what your favorite Eternity is. As always, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.